and then we go back to the little mini me, and that's Tank.
Mini you?
So he's a mini me.
Gervonta Davis has hit back at Teofimo Lopez for calling him out for a potential fight.
Than I've ever been.
Boxing fans have talked about you and Ryan for a long, long time.
I think more me and Tank will be than Ryan.
And from the look of things, should Gervonta Davis grant all his opponents their wishes, he would be completely booked for his next 10 fights, way beyond his new fight deal.
I like facing the guys that beat the guy, rather than the guy that lost to the guy.
Ahead of his title defense against Steve Claggett tonight, world super lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez took a bold step by calling out Gervonta Davis.
He's been catered more than I've been, and pampered more than I've ever been.
With the list of fighters calling out Gervonta Davis, and with his willingness to fight everyone, as he revealed, Gervonta Davis may soon exhaust all fights on the new 7-fight deal he spoke about in an interview. Isaac Cruz, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia, Vasyl Lomachenko, Naoya Inoue, and now Teofimo Lopez have all been speculated to lock horns with Gervonta Davis as the future unfolds.
Back down to 40 and fight Tank? Is that, if you could have it your way?
I'll do it anyway.
As for Teofimo Lopez, he claimed fighting Gervonta Davis was the fight that sounded more impressive compared to a fight against Devin Haney. This is in consideration of the fact that Teofimo Lopez lost to George Kambosos, a fighter who was beaten twice by Devin Haney.
Anything's possible with God. Anything. Anything is possible, man.
Interestingly, Gervonta Davis is just coming off a win, which means he has all the time to be the keypad warrior he's popularly known to be. Hence, without hesitation, he quickly poured out all of his aggression on Teofimo Lopez on his favorite social media platform, X, formerly Twitter.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And God, with God, all things are possible, so.
World Boxing Organization super lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez also claimed he is a level above Devin Haney and does not need to fight him to prove it. Lopez said all of this as he prepares to make the second defense of his belt against Steve Claggett live on Sky Sports from 2 a.m. on Sunday, and a clash with Haney has been mooted should the takeover come through. However, the New Yorker says a bout with World Boxing Association lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis would be a more eye-candy fight.
My opinion is like it's like everybody's so, you know, at the end of it.
Haney is the World Boxing Council super lightweight champion in recess, following his defeat to Ryan Garcia in April, being rendered a no contest after his opponent tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs.
It's not going to matter what I say. You know, at the end, they already made an executive decision.
Lopez returns to the ring this weekend as he defends his world title against Steve Claggett. Live on Sky Sports, Lopez said of Haney, "He is nowhere near any picture. He has been helped a lot in many ways. They wanted to make him seem like he is the greatest. I don't hate the kid. I'm not knocking him down."
For his emotional stress, and for Ryan Garcia, the New York State Athletic Commission.
Lopez then compared the reaction of the Haneys after his loss to his own reaction after Devin's loss. This contributes so much more to the general belief that Bill Haney is the big reason why Devin Haney is hated by many. When I lost to George Kambosos Jr., he and his father were jumping up and down celebrating.
Chose that he'll be banned for 1 year. So, you know, they gave both of them kind of a slap on the wrist.
When he lost to Garcia, I didn't jump up and down. I just said okay and wished him nothing but the best because I know what it feels like. Contradicting a famous statement of Bill Haney, where he claimed it was his son's era, Lopez said,
"And we'll see what happens in the next following year for those guys."
I don't believe Haney is the American dream. I don't believe he is the next Mayweather or any narrative they want to put out there.
But it ain't gonna work, Floyd. Devin said that he was gonna, he could have stopped Regis. He should have showed the sparring video of him and Devin.
This was a statement in stark contrast with what Bill Habee had earlier said about his son in the build-up to the fight against Ryan Garcia. Once Mayweather was discovered as the culprit behind the leakage of the edited sparring video between Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney, Bill Haney began ranting,
Yeah. What? Now why he's showing all that sparring video? Yeah, show the sparring. And it was 6-0, it wasn't close. It was like Floyd was looking in the mirror.
"But it ain't gonna work, Floyd. It ain't gonna work. He could have shown the sparring video of him and Devin. And it was 6-0. It wasn't close. It was like Floyd was looking in the mirror when I told him. He finally decided that he could no longer be in the boxing ring with no real fighters. Devin's the one that stamped that. He knew the torch had to be passed, and he passed it to Devin. It was either force or it is what it is right now.
And I told him. How long ago was that? It was before the Conor McGregor fight when he finally decided that he could no longer be in the boxing with no real fighters.
He then introduced everyone to the new era, the Devin Haney era. It's the new era. It's the Devin Haney era. And Floyd's hanging on to the Floyd Mayweather era so hard. This is the Devin Haney era. That Mayweather shit is over, man. It's over with.
Over with. Floyd ain't never did what Devin did at 25. Tank ain't did it, nobody else ain't did it. Listen, y'all just scared to say it.
Devin Haney is the WBC champion in recess, after Ryan Garcia failed the test for taking performance-enhancing medications. Teofimo Lopez that continued on Devin Haney, saying, "I believe Haney is someone who reaches a certain level in life and is going to stay there forever."
Didn't want to sign the contract. We sent it over. You know, if you don't believe me, ask the Hall of Famers of Bruce Trampler.
I have already proved I am a level above Haney without having to fight him. I don't need to face this guy. He has just lost. I always pick the toughest fights. I aim for greatness. Lopez 20, one who said he would love to fight in the UK one day, will not be taking Canadian Claggett, July 2nd, 38, lightly, insisting he always looks for arduous fights as he aims for greatness.
And Brad Goodman from Top Rank. We never dodge nobody.
The 26-year-old said, "I've got a tough competitor ahead of me. He is hungry. It is almost like a Rocky Balboa story for this guy. I can't overlook anybody. He does not stop throwing punches. He has everything to gain. I have everything to lose. I always pick the toughest fights. My resume speaks loudly."
Ask them since I started my professional career. Ask them. Never, not once.
You can't say you are arguably the best in the world without facing the best. You can't say you are the Muhammad Ali of this generation without doing what Muhammad Ali has done. I want to know more. I want to learn more. You never figure boxing out, and just when you think you have figured it out, boom, here comes something else. That's the reason I love my sport the most.
That's why they gave me Lomachenko in my 16th pro fight. Who else does that? These guys are in their 30th pro fight.
You can't say you are the throwback fighter without facing adversity and overcoming it. If I say all this stuff and don't back it up, I am a hypocrite. Then it's talking smack, not the truth. I am only getting better. I am not at my prime just yet, but we are reaching it. I think that's the best part. I aim for greatness and I always have.
Still fighting Frank Martins and freaking washed up, washed up Linares and shit.
The tremendous amount of fighters I have faced already at a young age, because of those champions and their styles, I have only got better. You guys are going to see a whole new genre of Teofimo in the next couple of years. Responding to Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Davis wrote on X, "You know you're the face of boxing when everyone is willing to fight you for your skill and your face. Damn you all." Once the post began to bring up some controversy, Gervonta Davis quickly deleted the post. However, he had made his point clear, and not only that, he had also given a reply in advance to as many fighters that would be interested in fighting him. Immediately after his big win against Frank Martin, Gervonta Davis reawakened an old rivalry, and it was one fans had been clamoring for.
What rematch do you want, Pitbull or Ryan?
An interviewer asked him which fight he wanted next, and he said every one of them. He was further asked which rematch he would favor between a rematch against Isaac Pitbull Cruz or one against Ryan Garcia. He responded, both. Asked when he'd return and against whom, Davis replied, "I just want to get back in the gym and stay focused. But Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, and Pitbull Cruz are on my radar."
Yeah, he looked as sharp his last fight.
Speaking specifically about Isaac Cruz, he said, "He looked sharp in his last fight. He did what he had to do. We definitely can get a rematch for sure, hopefully sooner or later."
He did what he had to do. We definitely can get a rematch for sure.
But to show just how interested Teofimo Lopez is in Gervonta Davis and how much he rates the Baltimore champion, he also had his say regarding the potential fight between Gervonta Davis and Vasily Lomachenko.
I believe that Tank will be nervous going into the fight. Loma will show his skill sets.
As much as he had a balanced stance, he was in more favor of a Gervonta Davis win. When Devin Haney vacated all 4 of his 135 pounds belts, 36-year-old Lomachenko picked up the vacant International Boxing Federation with a stoppage win over George Kambosos Jr. Davis, 29, was elevated to World Boxing Association champion and made a first successful defense against Frank Martin this month, also by knockout.
Tank will try to walk him down. Loma needs to go for the body. Tank will try to hurt him, hand.
It's not the first time Lomachenko has been champion in the division, having previously held the unified titles until he was beaten by underdog Teofimo Lopez in 2020. Teofimo Lopez, World Boxing Organization champion, spoke to Fight Hub TV about the proposed bout, ultimately predicting a Tank win on points rather than by stoppage. It would be only the third time in a 30-fight campaign he would go the distance. Tank will be nervous going into the fight. Loma will show his skill set. Tank will try and walk him down. Loma needs to go for the body. Tank will try to hurt him headhunting, throwing his favorite shot, his left hand. I just feel like it goes the distance. Tank wins.
Not as the same as he once were. So, but the punch count that Tank showed in Frank Martin, he was.
When asked if there could be a stoppage, he held on to the fact that Tank's team would only make the fight happen because they foresee a victory for him. And for that reason, he's also of the belief that Tank Davis stands the better chance.
Loma's on his way out. So,
If you had to bet, who you got?
Nah, I don't bet, man. I'm terrible at betting.
I love Loma, man. He's a tough fighter when I faced him. However, I just feel like he's not the same as he once was. But the punch stats Tank showed against Frank Martin, he was losing every round. He was just waiting for that one big shot. He fights like that. Loma wins. However, if they're wanting that fight, it's because they believe Tank can beat him because Loma's on his way out. I think Tank edges it.
Terrible at betting. I just say it's a great opportunity for Top Rank and Al Heyman to get along now.
Ahead of the bout, many fans and analysts would back the idea that if it ends early, Tank will have his hand raised. If it goes the distance, it will be the elite Ukrainian turning back the clock to claim victory.
All that, so he ain't gonna fight me. Pussy. Tank. But he fights at 135 and he's not gonna go and fight me. Promise y'all. He was doing the press conference, or they mentioned my name.
The theory is backed up by the younger man's tendency to drop rounds in favor of reading his opponent in wait for the perfect knockout blow. And talking about the advantage of youthfulness, Teofimo Lopez is looking to take a big advantage of that and face pound-for-pound king Terrence Crawford, an irrational decision if you'd ask many boxing fans.
Key, I want to touch the body early and make sure I'm finding that right distance. As he tags the body with the left hand. It's not his natural weight class, he's much more confident.
He had earlier used that as an advantage when he faced Vasily Lomachenko some years ago and came out with a stunning victory. In September 2020, Lopez agreed to fight Unified World Boxing Association, Super World Boxing Organization, and the ring champion, Vasily Lomachenko, on October 17th at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. It was the first major fight since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. With no live audience, Lopez defied the odds with a stunning upset victory as he beat the highly regarded Ukrainian by unanimous decision to unify the lightweight division and maintain his unbeaten record, with the judges' scorecards reading 116, 112, 117, 111, and 119, 109.
Well, hand speed there from Lopez. And back with the great counter combination comes Lomachenko.
And a good body shot, too.
There we go. There's some work from Lomachenko.
The first 7 rounds saw Lopez staying behind his jab and going to the body, with his opponent offering very little in response. In the second half, Lomachenko started coming out more offensively, landing more punches. However, in the final round, Lopez landed 50 of 98 punches thrown, 51%, the most an opponent has landed on Lomachenko in a round. According to CompuBox stats, Lomachenko landed 141 of 321 thrown, 44%, while Lopez landed 183 of 659 thrown, 28%.
Here's the action.
Really was just countering and fighting off the ropes.
Good punches still.
Lopez declined to give Lomachenko a rematch, explaining that everybody in Lomachenko's camp was being a dick to me, my father. He, Lomachenko, didn't want to put a rematch clause in our contract. In the wake of his victory, Lopez asserted that he is the undisputed lightweight champion, despite not holding the WBC belt.
A unanimous decision. And now, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, The Takeover,
However, the claim was contested by many boxing analysts and fans, as the franchise version of the World Boxing Council title, won by Lopez against Lomachenko, lacks recognition from a large portion of the boxing community, including Devin Haney, recognized by others as the holder of the legitimate WBC lightweight title.
I'll take Crawford first. Because Crawford is on his way out.
And now, Top Rank Ring Magazine and WBO junior welterweight champion Teofimo Lopez is already thinking about other fights ahead of his title defense against Steve Claggett at the James L. Knight Center in Miami Beach, Florida on Saturday night. The #1 name on his hit list is former two-weight undisputed champ Terrence Bud Crawford, who will move up in weight to challenge World Boxing Association junior middleweight champion Israel Madrimov 10-0-1-7 at BMO Stadium in Los Angeles, California on August 3rd. Brooklyn's Lopez, 26, says he has seen signs of decline in Omaha, Nebraska's Crawford, and he wants to get his chance to face the 36-year-old southpaw before it's too late. Crawford is looking slower. I'd rather get him before he finishes. I'd rather get him before he really gets old, Lopez said to Fight Hype.
He's the lineal champion still. We take him out, and then we go back to the little mini-me.
He's getting slower. Look at the legs. I'm only 26. I'm just a baby. He's 36. We're 10 years apart. This guy I'm facing, Steve Claggett, he's 35, and this guy is a natural 147 pounder coming down to 140. I don't understand why Team Crawford don't want to make the fight happen. We already are great. We just want to see how much more greatness we can achieve. That's what I thought boxing was. The best fighting the best. However, Lopez's promoter Bob Arum isn't as keen on the Crawford bout as his fighter is, warning him to focus on Canada's Claggett first. We've had Lopez all of his career, and I think there are a lot of big fights out there for him, but Claggett is not an easy fight for him, the top-ranked boss said to Fight Hype. I think that would be a good fight against Crawford down the line, but the fight we make first is Teofimo against Brian Norman, who is the WBO welterweight at 147. I don't know very much about Claggett. He's a tough kid. He'll give Lopez a really good fight. I think Lopez is one of the top fighters today.
We want Terrence Crawford!
Lopez's father and trainer Teofimo Lopez Sr. said his son is currently in career best form and he will show it on Saturday night. The amount of punishment my son is going to give this guy, he's never seen anything like it, Lopez Sr. said. We take all our fights seriously and you're going to see the best Teofimo Lopez. This is the best fight he's ever had where he's going to show all his skills. For his part, former unified lightweight champion Lopez says the best is still to come. I don't want to say I'm in my prime yet. I think it's too soon. I'm only 26, Lopez said to Top Rank Boxing. I think it's way too soon to talk like that. I think I'll hit my true prime at 28. We got like another year or so to see that come through. Indeed, Teofimo Lopez looks to continue to impress at super lightweight when he defends the WBO and Ring Super 140-pound belts against Steve Claggett. Lopez was unified lightweight champion, dethroning Vasily Lomachenko in 2020, losing the belts a year later to George Kambosos Jr. The takeover switched divisions and has won 4 in a row.
Good right hand to start here from Lomachenko. Lopez and the early shot that he landed, really no adjustments have been made to this point from Vasily.
He defeated Josh Taylor for his last remaining belts at super lightweight. Lopez is looking to start 2024 with a 2-0 record. Claggett, July 2nd, 38, is a former NABF super lightweight champion on a 9-fight winning streak since 2021. The 34-year-old Canadian is competing for world title gold for the first time. He is ranked 13th in the WBO rankings. This is like a Rocky Balboa story for Steve Claggett, Lopez said of his opponent. I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of style I'm going to see. There were no other fighters that were interested in fighting me, and I felt he would not only give me, but the fans, a great fight to watch. The Calgary, Alberta-born Steve Claggett has a chance to cause a massive upset and create ripples in the boxing circuit.
Fight is won in the gym, so you feel like your preparation for this fight has been exquisite.
Absolutely. I put my whole life into this.
The 34-year-old journeyman, with a record of 38 wins, 7 losses, and 2 draws, will be going up against the much high-profile World Boxing Organization super lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez. It still remains a mystery as to why Lopez chose Claggett over other elite boxers in the super lightweight division like Subriel Matias, Arnold Barboza, or Richardson Hitchens. Lopez's last fight, which was a title defense, courted controversy after the fans booed the unanimous decision victory. and his opponent Jermaine Ortiz called a 117-111 scorecard decision ridiculous. Lopez failed to impress on the night as he struggled to land shots on an evasive boxer like Ortiz and give the boxing fans an entertaining fight.
Everything that you should, and you've checked off all the boxes. It's a good feeling, so I'm showing up prepared.
It just might be that Claggett's reputation as a pressure fighter has enticed Lopez, who likes a close quarter showdown. He is possibly looking at Claggett as a tune-up fight before he calls out the heavy hitters of the light welterweight division. Now, the Takeover's boxing resume might not look very impressive, but he currently holds the World Boxing Organization World Super Lightweight title. Even though on paper, the fight looks like a cakewalk for Lopez, a loss would signify a big dent in his reputation.
Wrong in that you're the underdog this fight.
My best self. And that's something I've been building my whole life, and I'm ready to show it.
Meanwhile, for Claggett, there are only upsides. Win or lose, he is going to possibly get the biggest paycheck of his career. According to ESPN's Mike Coppinger, Lopez earned $2.3 million when he beat Josh Taylor for the World Boxing Organization and rings super lightweight belts. According to what has been reported by the Sporty Salaries portal, the guaranteed purse that Lopez will secure is $1.5 million, which can rise up to $5 million in case of winning and PPV sales. On the Canadian fighter's side, the guaranteed salary is $500,000 and could go up to $5 million under the same criteria of his rival. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.